What's up, gamers? This is NGG here with another results video. And we're gonna start a new challenge for next year. So we have a couple of challenges going on for me personally. So we're gonna talk about the gaming challenge, one of my gaming challenges that I have going on. Then I have my resolution that I'll tell you about next time. But so for my gaming challenge, I made myself a challenge. Last year I was working on a challenge all of last year, and I put out the results at the beginning of the prior year. I was working on one, put out the results last year, then was working on a new gaming challenge this year. And so let's get into the challenge. All right, so I'll link the video up top if you want to see the previous year's one. So this year's challenge was it's gonna be almost the same kind of categories. I mixed them up a little. The first challenge was, it was 15 challenges that I had to do. And so the first one was to play a classic game I've always wanted to play. And for that one, I actually did 3 games in that category. So I was playing I've been playing the Final Fantasy series on my streaming channel. I've been streaming it live. I'm gonna bring that one back to this main channel and leave it as vlogs for this channel. But I played Final Fantasy 3, 4, and 5, and I never beat any of those. I had never played 5. I think I might have started on 4 at one point and then not played it, but I had never beat any of those. So I did really good on that challenge because these were classic games that I always wanted to play. I love Final Fantasy, and I kind of felt like a fake fan not having beaten all of the Final Fantasy games. So that is like kind of where I was going with kind of wanting to beat all the classic games. So I definitely beat at least 3 of the classic games, so I blew that goal past the water. The second challenge I had was play a hype game of 2023. Yeah, I believe so. So a hype game of 2023 was Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I beat this at the very, very beginning of last year, and I think it came out at the end of the prior year. But it was still a hype game for everybody for 2023. So I beat Super Mario Wonder, so definitely I passed that goal. The next goal I had was to play and beat a hype game of 2024. Now, I didn't play too many games that were released in 2024, but there was one specifically it might not have been everybody's hyped game, but I was super hyped for it, and that was Deathmark 2. I had read Deathmark 1 and was super ready to get into Deathmark 2. This is the 3rd book in the Spirit Hunter series, and so I've played 1 and 2, and this one's the 3rd one. So this was the hype game that came out in 2024. So for me, it was a hype game. I know for everybody else it might not have been a hype game, but I definitely beat it around spooky season. I was super happy to get that one out of my backlog. It came out this year, and came out in 2024, and I beat it in 2024, which is great. The next one was play a random backlog game, and for that one I chose NG Spirit Hunter. This is the 2nd book in the Spirit Hunter series, and I wanted to read this one before reading the 3rd one, because at that point I didn't know that this one had nothing to do with the 3rd one. So I wanted to read book 2 before reading book 3, and book 3 has a couple of mentions to book 2, but not as many as to book 1, because it's a direct sequel of book 1 for the Spirit Hunter series. So I definitely wanted to get that one out of my backlog and read it so I can read part 3 when it came out. The next challenge I had was to play a game on my 3DS. I play and beat a game, obviously. So I had 2 games lined up for this. One of them was a failed attempt because now it came out on the Switch, and now I'm not gonna play it on my 3DS. I'm just gonna play it and beat it on my Switch, and I'll talk about more of that when I get into the resolutions video. So the next game I picked was the Fantasy Life the Fantasy Life game, and I thought Fantasy Life was gonna come out in October, and it was pushed back. So I have a little bit more time, but I do want to finish Fantasy Life for the 3DS and play that one. If this one comes out to Switch before the first one, then I will drop it as well. But that, unfortunately, I didn't beat my goal on that one, so that's one boo for me. The next one was just beat a Switch game. So beat any game on Switch, and for me that was Ember. Yeah. Any game on Switch, that for me that was Ember. I wanted to be like a multiplayer game. I had been working so hard all of 2024 towards beating that game. I might have even started this game in 2023, but definitely beat that game. It wasn't the best game. I don't know how much more fun it would have been with 4 people, how much more wacky it was. It was already hard with 2 people. I don't know if adding more players would have made it more hard or would have made it more easy. I have no idea. We had a 3rd player, but we started playing before they started playing with us, and so when they got to playing with us, they felt like we knew everything and they knew nothing, and then they stopped playing with us. So note to self, don't do that again. The next game I have for you is beat a game on the DS, and that I did. I beat Mario versus Donkey Kong Mini Land Mayhem. So when the Mario versus Donkey Kong came out, this one, somebody sold their copy, I guess because they thought it was the same one that's on the Switch. I don't think this one is. I think this is part 2, but I beat it. So this one is definitely a beat game. So what I try to do, and I'm gonna let you know with this list, is kind of like beat a lot of games on different consoles, and you'll see that a lot of them look like they're Switches, but because for me they're like Nintendo consoles is where I'm adding them. So the next one I have for you is number 8, and this one is beat a game for a non-Nintendo console. And for that one, it was a digital game, so I don't have a game to show you, which is Pirate Warriors 3 on the PlayStation 4. So I beat that one this year with Minako. We reviewed it. So all the games that are beat, most of them have reviews. You can check out the reviews list if there's any game you're interested in hearing me talk more about. I beat that one with Minako. We played online and locally as well, so we got how both of them felt, and that was one of those games that I kind of wanted to knock down, because we had beat Pirate Warriors 4 and then played Pirate Warriors 3, and Pirate Warriors 4 must have had a lot of the same things that Pirate Warriors 3 had. Pirate Warriors 3 had a little bit more in depth of different storylines than 4 did, but 4 definitely had some of the same storylines as 3. So I hate when Koei Tecmo does it. They should just stick to a season or a couple of arcs, and then if you didn't play those arcs, go buy the previous games. So I don't like that that's done. I've noticed that with Attack on Titan, they did that too. So I'm not a fan of when Koei Tecmo does that, because I'm like, if I had bought 3 and played 3 and then bought 4, I'd have been pissed that I'm playing the same game over and over again. All right, the next one I have for you is play a game outside my comfort zone. So I had 2 games on this. One of them I beat and one of them I didn't. And this was the first time. So for this one, I beat Remilore, and for this one, it was the first time I played a roguelike game. I've never played a roguelike game. So I didn't know about like losing all your stuff and having to start the dungeon again. And yeah, definitely not a game that I would have normally played on my own. Thankfully, I played this one again with somebody else. I played this one with Minako, and we were able to beat it together. And then I enjoyed it so much, I went ahead and beat it again, because you couldn't beat multiplayer in storyline, but you could play the whole story but just not hear the story. So what I did was I played it again and beat it in story. So that one's a beat game. The next game I have on my list is play a hyped indie game. And a lot of people get hyped about the Cat Quest games, and for me, I beat and played Cat Quest 2. Love this little game. I love these little Cat Quest series. I'm waiting. This year is gonna be, for me, is I'm trying to play Cat Quest 3. So yeah, beat and play a random indie game, and that was Cat Quest 3 for me. The next game I have for you is play a game you started and stopped. So there I had Remulor would have been that one too, was one I started and stopped a long time ago. But for this one, I'm going to pick Ys 9 Monstrum Nox. So I've tried and playing Ys 9 back maybe in 2022, maybe even 2023, and I could not beat it, right? So this year I went back and I was like, I'm gonna beat this Ys game. And this list is what propelled me to beat this Ys game, because I was like, I dropped it, let me find the game that I dropped and let me go back and pick it up. So Ys 9 for me was that game that I dropped and now I picked up, and I actually liked it so much. I did a review. I don't think it was better than Ys 8, but I think I like the exploration of like the island, where I felt like we were stuck in a town that I just wanted to get out of at a certain point. I know like certain parts of the town opened up to make it a bigger town, but for me, I was just like, I'm still in the same dang town for almost the whole game. So I didn't like that. The next game, the next one I have for you is play and beat a game you will buy on day one and finish. So for me, it wasn't a game that I bought per se, but it was a game that was given to me by a company, and this was by WayForward. They gave me a game called Rose and Camellia, and so that one didn't take me that long to beat. I beat that one in like maybe 4 hours. It's literally like if you wanted to take a fighting game, but instead of fighting, it's slapping, and you guys take turns slapping each other. It was a weird game. It wasn't bad, it was just a weird game. I had never seen a game like that. So that was definitely a game one I beat and played day one. Beat it. It only took me a few hours, like I said. The next game I have for you is play a game on the Wii U. So I did play a game on the Wii U, but unfortunately I did not beat that game, and so for me that one is not a done one. I wish I would have beaten it, because I was so close to beating it, but that did not happen. Next year for sure, I already have this one done, because I beat one at the beginning of this year, but very close, but didn't make it in time. The next one I have for you is beat and play a game on the Wii. And for me, the beat game on the Wii was my Just Dance game. So I beat the Just Dance, the original OG, on the Wii. Thank goodness I never started my original journey with the Just Dance games, because I would have been super peeved if this was a game I played originally on the games and you know, and I don't think I would have ever played any other Just Dance games if that was the first one. Thankfully, that was not my first experience, but it was an experience. All right, and the last one I have for you guys is play a game on the NSO, because I pay for the Nintendo. Now, this one can change if I stop paying for the NSO, but because I play online games, I doubt that this will ever happen. So I always want to beat one game on the NSO. So this year's game on the NSO was Zelda 4 Swords Adventure came out, and I had always wanted to play that one. But I never had anybody who had the game and the link cables, because it was a Game Boy Advance game, if I'm not mistaken. So I was super happy when it came to the NSO, and I was able to beat it with a bunch of people. I streamed it, and we beat it on stream, because I think the couple of people that were there had already played and beat it before, so they kind of knew where to go. So that made it easy for us to beat it. Too easy though, because I kind of wanted to like venture off, but everybody knew where they were going, so I didn't really get to venture off. So maybe we don't play with people who've already beaten the game, and we try beating the game with people who haven't beat it, so that we can have a fresh experience and nobody knows where to go and what to do. So that was the game challenges, and those were my results for 2024. Now, this list is probably gonna stay pretty similar for 2025 because I like that it includes games from older consoles. Like, it has one game for each old console, so not only am I beating my Switch games, I am going back into my backlog and playing at least beating one older title from a different console, a different generation. So I like that, and one from the NSO, because you know, if I'm paying for the online gaming, might as well beat an online game. So I definitely like that. So if you had joined my challenge from last year, let me know what your results are in the description below. Did you beat your games? Did you follow along? Did you even attempt it? Will you attempt this in the future? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Happy gaming, guys.